Hey everybody, my name is John Anthony Chihawk Soltero and I am the anti-hero. It's been a little bit since I've done one of these videos. It's not an unboxing, it's not a haul. Those I would consider more from like going to an LCS and digging through the long boxes, the dollar boxes, or something along those lines. But today is New Comic Book Day. You're going to be watching this on Fridays, so it's not New Comic Book Day. That's right. It's not New Comic Book Day anymore, right, Grayson? It's not. Not for you who's watching this. All right, it's okay. But I have a little bit here from last week's New Comic Book Day, as well as some stuff that I picked up at Bookmans. And are you quite done? Give me a second. I had to get Grace the, last 4 pieces of kibble out of Grayson's bowl. For some reason, he can't get them himself, so he likes to bark at them. So this is a little bit from last week. I did a pickup with Tony Corona of Old Pueblo Comics in the Collector's Territory on CBSN. And while I was waiting for him at Bookmans Midtown, I picked up a small stack of books there. So I'm going to show you what I got. I got X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 296, still polybagged. I got Uncanny X-Men 278, nice Strong Guy versus Rogue cover. Guardians of the Galaxy number 5. This is the first appearance of Angela in the Marvel Universe after all the lawsuits were settled, after, more than probably like almost 2 decades worth of lawsuits. With Todd McFarlane and Neil Gaiman, and then Gaiman sold the rights to Angela to Marvel, and now she is Thor's sister. We got Spider-Man number 24. This is the first cover appearance of Doppelganger Spider-Man. We got Moon Knight number 39. Really nice looking copy. I wasn't aware, but it really looks like the greens in here on the background have kind of a foilish texture. I know that there was some books, some Spider-Man books that had, it had like a foil, like it wasn't full foil, but it was like a foil, a faux foil, if you will, kind of aesthetic to it. I got Mark Spector Moon Knight 22, really nice cover. That's a Dennis Cowan cover, actually. Then I got this Moon Knight number 29, this Bill Sienkiewicz cover. And X-Men number 1 with the classic Wolverine brown and yellow costume. So that's what I picked up at Bookmans. Always kind of nice. Bookmans has some pretty good prices on comics, and every once in a while you're going to find something there, without paying like super high prices and stuff like that. Bookmans, not to say anything negative, but Bookmans has hired people who know comics now. So Bookmans has become like a comic book store in a way where they will buy collections and things like that. And some of the books they're selling are, fair market value, which, fair enough, that's great. But part of the fun of going to Bookmans used to be picking up books that you could, they were collectible books, like hella collectible books. And I picked up quite a few. Like I picked up First Black Lightning. I picked up First Squirrel Girl. I even had a NYX number 3 that I picked up. The NYX number 3 I picked up for 50 cents. And that was back when they were, all their comics were like 50 cents. None of them were bagged and board, and a lot of them were kind of beat up. But, you never knew what you were going to find, and you dug through things, and you found some pretty cool stuff. So this is the stuff I got from Tony Corona at Old Pueblo Comics through a number of different shows that he did, and then we meet up after, usually like a month or so, and I'll pick up books from him. I got a first print Shadecraft number 1 variant cover. I got a Fighting American number 2, Dogs of War. I do have number one, the Ed McGuinness. I don't know if it's the Dogs of War series because he did like two miniseries through. Awesome. Unfortunately, this is the Rob Liefeld cover. The last number one that I got of Fighting American was a Stephen Platt cover with like the triceps that were like, I mean, would make Lee Haney blush. That's a bodybuilder joke. Fathom 2, Fathom 3. I got Scorpio Rose, Ariella, Warrior Nun, Scorpio Rose, 4-issue miniseries. This one's pretty cool. I got Dark Horse Comics number 7. This is the beginning of an all-new Star Wars adventure. First appearance of somebody, I forget who it was, but this was on one of his shows that was half, 50% off, which is always cool. I got myself 2 copies of Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, number 1. I got Giger, number 1. This is the glow-in-the-dark cover. And I got a really cool copy of Teen Titans number 50. This is like the original Teen Titans. So I was pretty stoked about that pickup. And then last week's new comic book day, I got, I'm trying to concentrate a little bit more on independent books, but I'm getting some Future State stuff from DC, like Future State Gotham, Batman's Second Son. I didn't realize I had issue number 1, but I actually have the A and the B cover. So some of the indie stuff that I've been picking up, Broken Souls Ballad, Giger 2, that's a great cover. Might be Geiger, I don't know. If he's radioactive, Geiger would make more sense, though. Time Before Time, issue 1. Those are all indie books. And then, let's see here. We had 2 stops today. One at Charlie's, where I picked up the B cover to Justice League 61. This is a great Naomi cover of her laying a smackdown. Just beautiful artwork. The A cover was also very, very cool, but if I'm going to buy, I don't want to buy A's and B's if I can help it. So I went with the B cover. It's just like way cooler. With Naomi, the A covers seem to be the bigger draws, but that was for her miniseries. But according to Charlie, it seems like they're kind of drawing her into the mainstream DC universe. And then from what I've heard, they're still supposed to do season 2 of Naomi. But I think bringing her into the mainstream DC universe before you do like the 2nd volume, along with the announcement of the television series, good idea. Starting to drive up the prices of issue number 1 with high grades. Great book. I mean, that book was awesome and should have been going up just because of how cool the character is and the introduction of some just some new blood into the DC universe. And her story is really, really interesting as well. But I also picked up Legends of the Dark Knight, number 1. It's kind of cool. Derek Robertson is writing that, and so I'm looking forward to it. I also got, this was a book I wasn't thrilled with issue number 1, but I'm going to do the whole miniseries. It's 5 issues. I really want to see where they go from issue 1. Like I said, I wasn't super happy with, I just felt like it could have been executed better. But Home number 2. And then I did read issue number 1 of this and then put this on my pull list, even though it's all done already. Ultra Mega 2 and 3. Issue number 1 was so much fun. If you're into kaiju, if you're into like B monster movies, just kind of crazy sci-fi type stuff that doesn't make sense. Like if you love Riff Tracks and Mystery Science Theater 3000, but you also like things blowing up and like blood and guts and like like black humor comedy and stuff like that, Ultra Mega is your jam, believe me. All right. So then I also, and this was actually based on both stores. I got 2 copies of the A cover of Nightwing 80 and the B cover with him doing the handstand in the symbol, which is totally awesome. I picked up stake number 3. I still need to get a stake number 1. Wonder Girl, both the A cover and the sketch cover. Here's the A cover. I'm on TMNT right now, so I'm getting all the spin-off stuff. TMNT's the best of Splinter. And I did it. Okay? I know what I said. I'm not a fan of celebrities getting involved in comic books. I always think it's a cash grab. I always think it's a way for celebrities who kind of, sort of, almost want to be involved in comic books, but not really, because let's be honest, man, comic books don't make money. You're not going to become a millionaire creating comic books. You might become a millionaire collecting or selling comic books. You become a millionaire if the comic book you're working on that you own the rights to gets optioned for something, like, you know, like for a TV series or movie series. TV series probably actually be more lucrative. Like back in the day, TV actors worked really, really hard so that they could get to be movie actors. And now movie actors are working really, really hard so they can become TV actors. Because when you can make $1 million an episode, and what's a television series nowadays? Anywhere between 13 and 23 episodes. So if you can raise your level and then you get $1 million an episode and you do 13 to 23 episodes a year, like, that's big. But if something like my book, The Bubble Patrol, could get optioned for an animated series or an animated show or something along those lines, I mean, that could be really big for me financially. It would also bring the characters to the forefront, which is what I'm more concerned about, and be able to live very, very comfortably and everything. But that's kind of beside the point. Celebrities involved in comic books. This seems like one of the most genuine attempts of a celebrity to be involved in comic books. One, I've just read a lot of stories about him. Heard he's a really nice guy. He's really good to his fans. He's really good to the other cast members, the crew members, people you don't even think about, the grips and the caterers and the lighting guys and the, you know, all the technicians and the PAs and stuff like that. Most people, like, you know, they get there and they go home, and, you know, if you're Christian Bale, you go off on somebody who makes a mistake. However, this is somebody who is like, you know, cashed his check and like bought things for the crew members who had to work holidays and things like that. So like the foil cover, the foil printing cover, Berserker 1 and also Berserker number 2. I do have a couple copies of Berserker number 1 first printings, but, you know, I saw it. I'm going to give it a chance. It's a 12-issue series. It's also independent. Although, you know, when you run a Kickstarter and you have a celebrity the caliber of Keanu Reeves, and your Kickstarter, you know, makes $2 million in, you know, the first 10 hours alone, it's very hard for me to take you seriously as you're independent, you know, meaning you're not going to be published by, you know, DC or Marvel. That doesn't make you independent to me. Like, if your crowdfunding campaigns can routinely bring in 6 figures or more, to me, that's not independent. That's just not the case. My Kickstarters or my crowdfunding attempts right now, we're not even doing one on like a platform itself. Like, it's hosted on Facebook. People look at the tiers, they look at the artwork, they decide which tiers they want. They message me. I invoice them via PayPal. They pay via PayPal. We're going to send off the files in a few weeks. And, you know, in a couple of months, when we get the books back, then people start getting their campaign rewards and contributions. But I'm never going to count on making tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars crowdfunding. That's not the attempt. I really want to do just, I don't want to say bare bones, but I want to do stuff that appeals to a large audience. but at the same time just tell a really, really good story and have really fun artwork and really fun characters. And that's kind of been my motivation for the past 5 years or 4 years. But we're working on it. We're going to get through it. We're going to kick some butt. And that was just kind of like a 2.5 minute rant after saying I didn't like celebrities being involved in comic books. But yeah, I'll be getting back into non-con pretty soon. This weekend's probably a no-go. I have a friend who's graduating and they invited me to their graduation and I can't say no to that. It's a very special moment for them and they deserve that special moment. And if they would like me to be there, I'm going to be there. I like to support my friends. I like to support the people I care about, and support, those who need it the most. So hope you enjoyed this. If you have, if you're out there, please like, share, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. I like interacting with people in the comments. So please feel free to comment. If there's certain things like books you might want me to review, if I've got them in my inventory, if I can get them easily, if I can get them affordably, I will do so. I'm going to be doing some independent reviews soon. I'm finishing up Bitterroot Volume 2, and so then I'll do Volume 1 and Volume 2 together. And also, I'm going to wait for Home to finish all the way before I review it. Because I don't think it's fair to review it based on the first issue alone. Because things might change and my perspective on it might change. So there we go. I will talk to you guys later. You guys take care of yourselves. Keep wearing your masks. Please social distance. Please be good to each other. You never know what somebody else is going through. If they're wearing a mask, they're doing it to help protect themselves. They are doing it to help to protect you. Just be good to each other. That's really what I have to ask you guys. Heroes wear masks, and that's just all there is to it. Until next time, you guys all take care of yourselves.